Hello, and welcome to OnLogic Live. My name is Derek Fanton. I'm the Communications Manager here at OnLogic. Today I have the pleasure of being joined by Max Garrison from our product management team.
Hi, everyone.
Max is the PM in charge of our line of server hardware, so it felt appropriate to speak with him today as we launch our new line of AMD-powered servers. We're both coming to you today from our headquarters here in South Burlington, Vermont, but to ensure social distancing, we are in our own space.
I'm right next to you in spirit, Derek.
Thank you, Max. I feel your presence here with me and the MC850. So I have a few questions for Max to get us started today, but along the way, please leave any questions of your own in the chat, wherever you happen to be watching this, and our intrepid producer, Sarah, will pass those along toward the end of our time together. You can also join the conversation over on Twitter using the hashtag OnLogicLive, and of course, you can always chat with our team or find out more about us by visiting onlogic.com. Okay, Max, set the stage for us. Can you talk a little bit about what drove us to create this line of AMD-powered servers?
Sure. So we've seen a growing need from our customers for high compute power and server-grade features at the edge. Data volumes are increasing with the deployment of advanced sensors. Industrial automation using machine vision is becoming more common, and virtualization and containerization of applications is really pushing the need for higher core counts. Historically, the OnLogic server line has repurposed our industrial PC motherboards in standard rack mount form factors, but our new server line, featuring both Intel and now AMD platforms, introduces true dedicated server-grade hardware. AMD provides market-leading technology for high-performance servers, and we're very excited to add Ryzen and EPYC to our server line. Looking at our portfolio, we have a mix of form factors, including the compact MC850 and 1U to 4U rack mounts. Our server line includes the entry-level -54 Intel Xeon E-based servers and our -70 Xeon scalable servers. We are adding AMD Ryzen to our entry-level systems as the -40 system series and EPYC to our 2U and 4U lines as the -60 series. We're combining these cutting-edge AMD platforms with OnLogic's experience in supporting industrial computing projects. From that experience, we can pretty confidently say that no two IoT or edge deployments are the same. So we've designed this line to be very modular and extremely configurable to help customers create the right platform for their projects.
And can you talk a little bit about those projects? Who might use these servers and for what?
Sure. So one example is a customer using our AMD EPYC-Powered edge servers for smart retail. For this project, we have a single high-performance on-prem edge server, which is used to run all smart retail functions. This is enabled by EPYC's high core count and plentiful PCIe lanes. Our customer virtualizes all of their smart retail functions and uses dedicated processing cores to manage them. With the AMD EPYC platform supporting up to 64 cores and 128 threads, there's plenty to go around. So this server manages the point of sale function for registers. It runs the digital signage, the video walls, and interactive displays in the store, and it also acts as the NVR, the network video recorder, for security and surveillance. And it has a GPU for machine vision on those video streams to analyze customer foot traffic within the store. The MK400-60 has 7 PCIe X16 slots for expansion, essentially removing PCIe lanes as a limitation. In this application, we configure the system with multiple PoE and 10 gigabit networking cards, a RAID adapter with hot swap bays, and separate GPUs for video output and machine vision. For this particular client, we also build, test, and pre-image each system and ship them directly to the retail location for installation. And it's really to simplify and accelerate deployment.
Right, so that sort of hardware program model, is that common in the server space?
Yeah, for edge servers, these flexible configurations and deployment services are really a key part of our product line. Our sales and engineering teams work directly with customers to configure a system really best matched to the requirements of their application. We design these to be highly modular, and we have a portfolio of pre-certified supporting technologies, including a variety of storage drives and expansion cards. But we also work with customers directly to source or consign specialized components if a new technology is required, like FPGAs or fiber networking cards, or even proprietary components. We can even provide custom branding for our servers to improve the out-of-box experience that our customers can offer their end users and personalize the hardware and labeling so it's really their system. This level of flexibility is unique in the server market and allows us to work with customers to rapidly ship prototypes and then quickly transition to larger scale deployments.
Got it. So, in addition to that smart retail application, I imagine that there are other more traditional server use cases for these products as well, right?
Yes, of course. For example, we have another client using the compact MC850-40 Ryzen Edge server as an industrial data collector for manufacturing. This customer chose the MC850 for the high bandwidth PCIe Gen 4 connectivity, enterprise grade NVMe storage, and remote management using the dedicated IPMI port. PCIe Gen 4 provides twice the bandwidth of Gen 3, and these AMD platforms are the first to market with Gen 4 support. Current PCIe Gen 4 devices include super fast NVMe storage, GPU and FPGA accelerators, and high-speed networking up to 200 gigabits per second in a single slot.
Wow. So, I imagine that with the need to move large files like that, specifically, video data, for instance, that speed is really an important aspect of these products.
Right. For example, in an industrial setting requiring highly detailed material inspection or robotic automation, we have customers using high frame rate 4K cameras and LiDAR sensors for measurement and object tracking. These both create a huge amount of data and require very high bandwidth. But an array of these cameras and sensors can be connected to and managed by a single compact MC850.
Very cool. So, of course, servers aren't a new concept. Can you share with us a little bit about what makes these particular products different from what else is out there?
From a hardware standpoint, our Ryzen products offer a unique combination of server features with a high-end desktop architecture. This allows us to meet the needs of entry-level edge server projects without over-speccing the level of compute. The price to performance ratio that these Ryzen systems offer is really impressive. For applications that need server features like advanced networking or remote management, but that may not need the highest possible processing power, our Ryzen-based servers are a great option.
Right, and I know that some of the early buzz around these products was directly related to having Ryzen-powered servers. That was a direct result of trying to match customers to the best fit solution, correct?
Exactly. Our approach to hardware focuses on flexibility and modularity. We like to say that our systems are designed to be redesigned, and that's especially true for servers. So when a customer comes to us with an application, we can quickly adapt our systems to meet their needs. This flexibility also means there's a lot more we can possibly do with these systems than we can offer on the website.
I was going to ask about that because these systems seem particularly complex. I know that online configuration is something that our customers really appreciate, but for server products, it feels like that conversation would probably be really helpful.
Absolutely. We always encourage customers to reach out and discuss their projects with us so we can make sure they get the right system and the right configuration. But that's especially true for servers given their cost and complexity. And our in-house engineering team has a wealth of experience fine-tuning these configurations for each project. And we find these configuration conversations between our customers and the OnLogic team to be incredibly valuable. And that kind of direct access to engineering resources, it isn't something you're likely to see from most hardware companies.
That's a great point, Max. Along those lines, you hit on some of the system differentiators, but can you talk a bit more about how OnLogic operates? How that might differ from what customers are used to in the industrial computing space?
Sure. So in terms of what makes OnLogic different, we're committed to offering our clients the best possible computing solution. We pride ourselves in helping customers configure their systems to their exact specifications, which can often mean bringing in software and ecosystem partners to help, whether that's folks like Amazon Web Services or Inductive Automation, or any of the other software or hardware providers we work with to create full solutions. Also, our supply chain team works very hard to make sure we can quickly deliver hardware to our customers, whether they're ordering from our team here in the US or our European office.
And while we're talking about our global team, it's worth mentioning that if you're watching us from outside of the US, we do have a great group of folks over in the Netherlands who serve our customers in Europe and beyond, and they're already having some really incredible conversations around these new systems as well. And speaking of those new systems, Max, let's end the anticipation here. Can you take us on a quick tour of our AMD server line?
Sure. So our AMD Ryzen and EPYC servers provide a range of performance and expandability. The Ryzen 3000 series is our entry-level offering, but still supports up to 16 cores and 32 threads. The highlight of our Ryzen servers is the incredible value they add to our server line. As I mentioned earlier, the price-to-performance ratio that Ryzen provides is unheard of in the server space. We've already had success working with early customers to deploy these Ryzen Edge servers, and we're excited for the full launch we're announcing today. So walking through the line, the Ryzen 3000 series is available in our compact industrial MC850-40, which is at the top and also right here next to me. Our 1U MK100B-40 rack mount in the middle, and our 1.5U MK150B-40 at the bottom. Each of these systems supports PCIe Gen 4 expansion. This expansion is available now in the MC850 and is coming soon in the MK100 and MK150. Our Ryzen systems can be configured with up to 128 gigabytes of ECC memory. And all three of these systems feature standard dual 10 gigabit networking and a dedicated IPMI port for remote out-of-band management. Moving up the line, EPYC 7000 series is the highest performance and most expandable platform OnLogic has ever offered. Our EPYC systems can be configured with processors ranging from 8 to 64 cores in a single socket, which is pretty incredible. EPYC also provides 128 PCIe Gen 4 lanes, which allows our systems to support 7 full PCIe X16 slots. Looking at the slide, EPYC is available in our 2U MK200-60 at the top and the 4U MK400-60 rack mount at the bottom. Our EPYC systems are currently qualified to support up to 256 gigabytes of ECC memory, and we're working to support higher capacities soon. Similar to our Ryzen systems, our EPYC line features standard dual 10 gigabit networking and a dedicated IPMI port. The MK200 and MK400-60 can also be configured with optional hot swap bays and multiple internal storage configurations. And we're in the process of qualifying additional redundant power supplies.
And I know these are just the systems that are available now at launch. Can you talk to us a little bit about what the future holds for AMD servers here at OnLogic?
Yeah, so these Ryzen and EPYC platforms we're launching today are based on AMD's Zen 2 architecture, and they provide market-leading performance and expandability. We're excited to continue to work with AMD on future hardware launches, including the next generation Zen 3 architecture, and we'll incorporate the latest technologies as soon as we can. For our part, OnLogic will be focused on expanding the capability of our AMD server line with additional supporting technologies like next-gen storage options and PCIe Gen 4 expansion cards, including RAID adapters, GPUs, and networking cards. Our goal with these pre-qualified technologies is to speed up deployment for our customers. So we will also be working closely with them to understand their needs and how their applications are evolving.
That's great. So it sounds like there's a lot of exciting things to look forward to, both near term and down the line. With that, I think we're in a good place to switch over to some questions. Now, we've collected a few in advance from folks who have been reaching out to us since these systems launched a couple of weeks ago. But for those of you watching live, please do drop your own questions into the chat. And of course, if you want to talk to one of our solution specialists at any point about a project you're working on, you can reach them directly by visiting onlogic.com or emailing info@onlogic. So while Sarah is collecting some questions to send our way, Max, I know that we've had a lot of great experiences working with AMD. Can you talk a little bit about that process in working with AMD to create this line of products?
Yeah, so AMD has been really great to work with, both from a technology and a marketing standpoint. They've supported our development of these products from the very beginning. We work closely, specifically with the AMD embedded team, and they're really focused on the type of edge computing use cases that our clients are building. So overall, it's a great relationship.
Awesome. So, we've had folks asking about why AMD now. Can you talk about the decision to add AMD options to our server line?
Yep, so we want to offer the best possible hardware solution to our customers, and AMD servers give us one more way to do that. These new AMD Ryzen and EPYC platforms have added features and levels of performance that our customers are asking for. So Ryzen and EPYC are two great additions to our portfolio, and we're offering them alongside our Intel Xeon E and Xeon Scalable servers.
Awesome. So, one of the things that we're frequently asked is about software support. Can you touch on preloaded OS and software support for these systems?
Yeah, our standard OS offering includes Ubuntu Desktop and Server, as well as various Windows options, including Windows 10 IoT Enterprise and Windows Server 2019, and the core user and device licenses for Windows Server. We can also work with customers to capture custom system images, which can be pre-installed on systems prior to shipment. This imaging service really provides the most flexibility.
Very cool. I wanted to give a shout out to Philip on Facebook, who was commenting there to say that, quote, his computers have been eating acid for years and years, where other computers have failed. So thank you for that shout out, Philip. We appreciate that. The MC850 Max that we both have here next to us, it looks very different than a traditional server. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so traditional server hardware is really meant for controlled environments like data centers. There's programs like the Open Compute Project, which are designed to make those type of configurations standardized and interchangeable. But not all server applications live in a data center. Edge and IoT deployments have unique requirements that can't be met by traditional hardware. And the flexibility and variety of form factors of our products, including the compact MC850, are really meant to address that. So we want to provide a powerful computing platform that can be installed wherever it's needed. For more details on this, we can also point folks to the AMD case study on edge servers.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, sitting here next to the MC850, it's incredible the technology that we're able to pack into something so small. One thing that frequently comes up, and I know that there are actually a couple of recent blog posts on our IO Hub blog right now about this, is lifecycle. So what lifecycle does AMD provide for EPYC and Ryzen CPUs?
So as I mentioned before, we work with the AMD embedded team, and our CPUs are supported by them, and they have an extended lifecycle of 5 years. However, it's very important to consider the lifecycle of all components in the system, which can vary. So our team can work with customers to determine the overall lifecycle on their specific configuration. So if there's any concerns here, please call in and discuss with our team, and we can work with you on that.
Awesome, I appreciate that. So getting word a little bit that the chat might be having issues on YouTube. So I want to invite anybody to hit refresh on that if that's an issue at all for you. If for any reason you haven't been able to leave a comment in there, you've got something burning on your mind that you want to get over to us, just hit refresh on the stream. You should be able to comment that in. So we've got another shout out coming in from someone online who's watching over on Facebook, just that the MC850 looks great. I would agree. Similar to our Helix event, I think everybody can agree that the product here is probably the best looking thing on the stream. I would put you on blast, but I feel like that's probably accurate. So thank you for Rob for that shout out about the system. At this point, it looks like we are running dry on questions for the most part. Just waiting to see if there's anything else coming in. Here's one. Do you have any plans for systems based on the EPYC 3000 was the question in the chat.
So not at this time. So really our focus right now is Ryzen 3000 and EPYC 7000. But if you do have a unique need, again, reach out to our team and we can work with you on that. If there's a specific need for the EPYC 3000, we're happy to discuss it.
Yeah, I know that there's conversations ongoing with the AMD team. At any point, if customers are coming in and saying, hey, this is something we really want to create, we're working very closely with them to make sure that we can get access to those products and build whatever solutions people need. So Thank you for that question. Appreciate that. We're at a point now where I feel like we're probably going to be close to time for today. So we want to thank you all for tuning in to OnLogic Live. If you have any feedback about this event or other things you'd like to hear about, please let us know. What should future OnLogic Lives be focused on? Next time, we'll be joined by EdgeIQ and Amazon Web Services to discuss an IoT device management solution that uses their technology combined with OnLogic gateways. Until then, you can learn more about our AMD servers or any of the industrial hardware solutions that we offer by visiting onlogic.com or reaching out to us by email or phone. That contact info is going to be coming up on the screen here shortly. If you had any questions that we didn't get to or that you couldn't get over to us, or you think of something right after we sign off today, please send it our way. Max, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, my pleasure, Derek.
I also want to give a shout out to our production team, Paul Casper, Ryan Higgis, and Sarah Lavoie for working hard behind the scenes to make this event possible. And thank you all for spending time with us today. We'll see you soon for our next edition of OnLogic Live.